Hi-ho, health seekers. Dr. Ambs here, board-certified internal medicine physician and Harvard of the Caribbean trained. This is another edition of Ambs Jam, where we bring you the latest news and health science tips to make your life better. Today we're talking about resistance training. And no, it's not just about getting buff for the babes anymore, although that is important. We're finding out that resistance training is extremely important for health for all people of all ages, men and women included. Now, a lot of us guys have been going to the gym for a long time, desperately trying to puff our bodies up in hopes that women will both notice us and love us, usually to no avail.
You know where the weight room is? I'll check it on.
Sorry.
Idiot.
But resistance training is much more important than that. You really can't call yourself a healthy individual nowadays if you're not doing some form of resistance training. It confers so many different health benefits, including increased functionality, increased insulin sensitivity, and increased longevity. So guys, stay tuned and find out why you should never miss a day in the gym. Okay, gang, now comes the portion of the show where I put a PowerPoint over my shoulder, and that somehow makes me an expert on things. But I kind of am. Anyways, all major benefits of resistance training, these are the big ones, but there's even more. Number one, increased muscle mass and strength. Who doesn't want to have more muscle? Who doesn't want to be a little stronger? Number two, improved bone health. Not only will you be increasing your muscle mass, you'll be increasing your bone density, which means you're less likely to break a hip when you fall. Now that's very important. I see that in the hospital all the time, unfortunately. Elderly women more likely to suffer from osteoporosis or brittle bones, and they can break their hips really easily when they fall.
Hey, stop!
Number three, enhanced metabolic rate. Imagine this, for every pound of lean body mass that you add, you're burning an extra 7 calories. Now I know that doesn't sound like much, but you could easily add 10 pounds of muscle mass if you stick with it. That equates to about 25,000 calories a year, which equates to about 7 pounds. Meaning if you keep your calorie intake the same, then you're going to melt away 7 pounds of fat year after year, all things being the same. Number four, improved insulin sensitivity. That's right, skeletal muscle improves your metabolic health. Instead of all that blood glucose floating around in your bloodstream, it can get sucked into your muscles, leading to less cardiovascular damage, such as heart attacks and strokes. If your hemoglobin A1C has ever been elevated in the past and you're looking for a way to get it down, increasing skeletal muscle mass is a way to do it. Also, stop eating so many French fries.
Sydney, can you leave some for us? I thought you were trying to lose weight.
Lay off me, I'm starving.
Enhanced mental health coming in at number five. We've known for a long time that cardiovascular exercise is as good in some people as SSRIs at decreasing depression and anxiety. We're starting to see similar findings in resistance training. Increased functional fitness, very important. Would you like to be able to lift up your child who's squirming without hurting your back? I know I would. When I started to do more resistance training, I found my core and lower back were much stronger. Now I don't get hurt or really sore from playing with my kids all day. Also, if you're older and you just want to be able to go up the stairs faster so you're not holding up the line, hey, this could be your ticket. Hormonal benefits, increased production of testosterone and growth hormone, leading to better bone health, better sleep, more vitality, longevity and quality of life. We know that grip strength, which is basically a proxy for overall strength, is highly correlated with longevity, meaning you'll live longer. So if you could just lift a few weights, you could live longer. That's a good deal. And then finally, enhanced body composition. What the hell? Why is that number 9? That should just be number 1, and then I could have saved you this long list. You're going to look better, gang. What more do you want? Okay, guys, before we talk about which exercises are best in resistance training, I want to talk about the two different schools of thought or goals within resistance training. Now, there's a lot of overlap between these two, but they can be broken down into strength training, where we're trying to lift heavy weights and recruit as much of our muscle fibers as we can, really activating that central nervous system to increase overall strength. Now, this is in contrast to hypertrophy training, where we're using lower weights and doing more repetitions, and the goal is to grow our muscles. Now, we will get stronger, but primarily you're looking to grow your muscles. And you might ask me, Dr. Ambs, why would you choose hypertrophy over strength? And I might give you a scenario of a guy, not me, just some guy I know, who was a virgin in high school, and let's be honest, college too. He was unathletic, so he didn't really need strength for sports. So the only thing that was important was enlarging his body to compensate for inadequacies. No, but honestly, why you want to do hypertrophy training is you're using lower weights, so you're less likely to injure yourself. Also, you're increasing lean muscle mass at a faster rate. You're growing those muscles, and that's what confers a lot of the health benefits. Don't get me wrong, there's a lot of benefits in strength training too, but I think overall you're a little more likely to injure yourself. So especially as we age, we go for hypertrophy training. Now, what does a hypertrophy training session look like? Within every exercise, we're going to do about 3 sets. In each of those sets, we want to choose a weight where we can only lift that weight about 5 to, let's say, 15 times. You don't want to choose a weight that's so light that you can lift it more than 15 times in any set, because that's just going to be a real inefficient workout. Now, I like to choose the pink weights. I find them to be stylish. They're manageable weight for me, and they usually match nicely with my outfits. Okay, gang. Another big question that a lot of people have when working out is, do you need to go to failure within a set? Meaning, within that set, do you need to be failing on your last repetition, or at least one of the 3 sets say, should you be going to failure? Meaning, getting to the point where you can no longer perform the exercise with good form. Now, I could tell you the answer, but I know what you guys are thinking. This guy's a clown. He's always joking around. Are we really even going to believe him? All right, so my production crew, they got in a one of these egghead PhD guys. I think his name is Lane Norton. He's a PhD nutrition scientist, so I know you guys like to hear from these guys more than MDs, these nerds with their studies. All right, so let's see what Lane Norton has to say.
For muscular hypertrophy, you need to get close to failure, but you probably don't need to train to failure.
Guys, I told you, my therapist said that I'm doing these videos to improve my self-esteem, okay? I don't know why you keep getting PhD male models. This guy is ridiculously good looking. Can we get someone else here? He's the best? Oh, he's the best one? Okay. Well, we do want to have the smartest, most credentialed guys bringing you the information. The good news is yeah, this guy's handsome, he's smart, but he doesn't have the physique that I do. You know what I mean? He hasn't worked to achieve that physique. God damn it, guys. What are we doing here? What is this, Superman? Is this Clark Kent, for Christ's sakes? Okay, you know what? Yeah, the guy looks ripped, okay? Sure, he's shredded. Okay, sure, he's the best looking guy I've ever seen. Fine. But can he lift? Can he put heavy weights on the bar and lift them?
So my best set of squats ever, I did 530 for 10.
Okay, I'm done. This is the end. I'll never make another video again. I don't want to do this anymore. So as the super handsome, super jacked, super genius said earlier, we do want to go close to failure. We don't need to go all the way to failure. You can have a few repetitions in reserve. That means basically you probably could have done a couple more, but maybe at the risk of injuring yourself or overexerting yourself. For our purposes, the average Joe just trying to get some health gains and some muscle gains, we don't really need to go to true failure. Going to true failure is actually pretty difficult, and especially on exercises like squats and bench press, you would need a spotter and you would be crazy exhausted afterwards. Okay, let's talk about what exercises are going to give you the most bang for your buck. You want to focus on compound movements. These are exercises that involve multiple joints and multiple muscle groups. Now, there is a myriad of different exercises that you can do. I'm not going to give you an exhaustive list. I'm going to link in the show notes several resources that I like to use to get examples of good exercises to do, and they'll teach you good form and all that stuff. So just to list them briefly, Squat University is great for learning how to do proper squats and deadlifts. There's Mike Israetel with Renaissance periodization, and then also Dr. Andy Galpin. I'll link all those in the show notes. Okay, well, when it comes to getting amino acids or protein, we want complete proteins, especially after our workout, like whey protein. It's a complete protein with all 9 essential amino acids and plenty of branched chain amino acids, perfect for building lean body mass. There's also casein, which is another milk-based protein, which lasts longer, is good for meal supplement. I made a whole video on supplements for hypertrophy, which you can check out here. I'll put the link right here in the video now, and it'll also be on the YouTube page. Please like and subscribe. Also, eggs, poultry, fish, meat, all great sources of amino acids. Now, to my vegetarian and vegan folk, I'm sorry, unfortunately, the options for you guys are not as bioavailable and it's harder to get as much, but you can get things like quinoa, soy, and buckwheat. But I was wondering, ethically, what's wrong with just eggs and milk? I mean, they don't kill the animals to get them, right?
Yeah, I mean, the systematic enslavement of animals, which basically destroys their natural habitat and, more importantly, their soul. There's no ethical quandaries with that, right?
Oh God, I'm so embarrassed. Guys, that was Hippie Chris, and I hope you'd never have to meet him. He's such a loser. He doesn't even put gel in his hair. I think my subconscious created him out of guilt from eating so many animals to get jacked. Now, the most important thing is try to get about 1 gram per pound of ideal body weight. So let's say for a guy like me, I weigh like 195, but probably if I was in like crazy good shape, I'd maybe weigh about 175, 180. So I try to get about 175, 180 grams of protein a day, which is not hard to do if you're supplementing with whey protein. Otherwise, it could be difficult. And there's some experts who say you don't need that much, a few who say you need a little more. So as long as you're getting over 100 grams a day, if you're an average sized person, you're probably going to be okay. And you can kind of optimize and maximize this later. The most important thing is consistency in the gym and getting a decent amount of protein, especially after those workouts. Okay, gang, this has been another edition of Ambs Jam. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you laughed. I hope you learned something. Please like and subscribe. Please share this video with anyone who you think might like it. And please leave comments in the comment section if you have any questions, or even if you just want to make fun of how big of a dork I am. That's fine. We welcome all comers. Okay, gang, thank you so much. And remember, the more you subscribe, the less my child has to get out there and sell pumpkins, even though he's cute as a button. And frankly, he makes more money than I do. All right, folks, peace out. Stay healthy.